Welcome back, everyone, to a brand new box office breakdown show here at Max Talks Movies. My name is Max Dinnenberg. Today, I'm breaking down the box office of this past weekend domestically, which was August the 15th to the 17th, 2025. We're also going to take a look at the overall numbers, both domestically and worldwide, for 2025 and preview the upcoming movies that are hitting theaters this weekend. So I'm Max Berg of Max Talks Movies. This is a new episode of Max Talks Box Office. So if you're new to the channel, guys, please hit that subscribe button and ring that bell if you're new to the channel. I do videos every single day. That's movie reviews, TV show reviews, added theater reactions, movie franchise rankings, and I do this type of video every single Monday here on the channel. So please subscribe, ring the bell. If you're new, our goal is to get to 400 subscribers as quickly as possible. So please hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. Comment down below. What are your thoughts on the box office? What did you see this past weekend? What are you going to see this upcoming weekend? And guys, also please hit that thumbs up button. It's the like button down below. It takes 2 seconds out of your day. Helps me get seen by more people. Brings more people to the channel. So please hit that like button. So without further ado, guys, let's get into the past weekend's box office domestically, which was the 15th to the 17th of August. And we have Weapons still in first place. It dropped 44% in its second weekend, 24.5 million. It is up to $88 million domestically. Now, some people are saying that this movie not being as big of a hit as Sinners is like a knock. People don't have to realize Sinners had one of the best second weekend drops in the history of box office. And Weapons having a below 50% drop is good. I think people would have been more excited if this had a below 40% drop. But overall, this was one of the roughest weekends of the box office in 2025. Only the second time this year that all the movies combined this past weekend made under $100 million domestically. Only, again, second time that has happened all year. So it's easily one of the worst box office weekends of the year. And because there really weren't any major new releases. Weapons opened pretty big, but again, it didn't open like to 100 million or something like that. So you don't have a movie like that coming off a second weekend. So I think Weapons is still a big hit. Again, the budget for the movie is $38 million. It's already made well over $100 million worldwide. I think it's up to 138 worldwide. So it's already made up its budget and plenty more. So this movie at this point is just printing money at this point for Warner Brothers. So yes, would they like this to be as big of a hit as like Jordan Peele's first couple films for Universal? Sure. But this is still a top director who's working very low budgets and making so much money off of those budgets. So I don't think anyone at Warner Brothers are disappointed by these numbers for Weapons' second weekend. Freakier Fridays in its second weekend, it dropped 49%, 14.5 million, 54.7 million. The bad thing for this movie is that this movie is now tracking to do worse than the original film back in 2003, which again was 22 years ago. And that is not adjusted for inflation. So usually when you want to make a sequel, you want to see growth in the franchise. The worst case scenario, you want to see it kind of do side by side with the first film. But really, when you make a sequel, your goal is to keep the momentum going with the franchise and make even more money. But the fact that this film is tracking less, like 6 or 7% less than the film that came out in 2003 without having adjusting for inflation, I don't think is not good for Disney. This is clearly not a franchise that I don't think I would see continue theatrically. And again, 2003, this franchise, I don't think this franchise is as big as people were thinking. The people who grew up with the movie, they went and go saw the movie. This didn't attract any new fans from any generations. I think that's kind of the big problem here for Disney's Freakier Friday. The only new big movie that hit theaters this weekend was Nobody 2 from Universal. It opened to $9.2 million domestically. Now again, the film only has a $25 million budget, but the first film made 6 million. This movie made 9 million. This is just not a big franchise whatsoever for Universal. Again, the first film came out 4 years ago. And again, it's not a film that many people talk about. 87 North, the production company with David Leitch and Chad Stahelski run. It's been getting knocked a lot with their last couple of films, like Love Hurts, for example. Did not do well critically or financially. Violent Night. There's some other movies that haven't broken through in the ways they were expecting. I think a lot of people have just not been enjoying those films. Nobody 2 is mostly solid reviews. But again, this is not a big franchise for Universal or even 87 North. It'll do its numbers back on digital. Again, Bob Odenkirk, big star as it came to TV, but has not led a major movie ever to a big box office success. So there's also, even though I love Bob Odenkirk. Fantastic Four First Steps is in its fourth weekend at number 4. It dropped another 44%, 8.8 million, 247 domestically. It is still not at $500 million in a month into its run. That's just not very good for Fantastic Four. At this point, it definitely will not catch Superman, which is just hit $600 million worldwide. Fantastic Four at this point would be very fortunate just to get to $500 million, which again, with a $200 million budget is right around break-even point for this movie. But again, they want this to be kind of the big lead-in to Avengers Doomsday, and these numbers are not doing it. Now again, this is going to go down as the best, most successful financial film of the year for Marvel, but just no even solid hits for the MCU this year, as that they'll recalibrate next year of Spider-Man and Avengers. Bad Guys 2 wraps up the top 5. And it's in its third weekend. It dropped 29%. Good drop for Bad Guys 2. 7.5 million, 67.2. It's over $100 million domestically. Again, this is not a big franchise for Universal. It's making its money. It'll make a lot of money once it goes to digital. If I'm not mistaken, it goes to digital this week. So stay tuned for those numbers. Let's look at the overall numbers so far this year domestically, as you can see on my top left. You have Minecraft and Lilo and Stitch separating themselves by $2 million for the top spots this year. Superman at 3 is now, past Jurassic World Rebirth domestically, but again, Jurassic World Rebirth doing way better internationally. You have Sinners at 5, How to Train Your Dragon at 6, Fantastic Four First Steps at 7, Captain America Brave New World at 8, Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning at 9, Thunderbolts is at 10. As you can see as well, stuff on that list. I said, sorry, Bad Guys 2 is over $100 million worldwide, not domestically. Looking at the worldwide numbers as well at the top left corner here, Naza 2 is still number 1. You have Lilo and Stitch at 2, the only American billion-dollar film of the year. Minecraft at 3, Jurassic World Rebirth at 4, How to Train Your Dragon at 5, Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning at 6, Superman's at 7, F1, the movie, is at 8. Closing in, by the way, F1 quietly going to get to $600 million worldwide. Very good news for that movie. And it's funny when you look at those numbers, by the way, F1 and Superman. F1 didn't really do that great domestically, did fine domestically, did great internationally, while Superman did really good domestically and not very good internationally. And that's why those movies are in the same situation at the box office, separated by $4 million. You have Fantastic Four First Steps at 9 and another Chinese film at number 10. So as we talked about, no major movies hit theaters this past weekend. And once again, no major movies are hitting theaters this weekend. So hitting theaters, guys, this weekend, we have indie films, or some, I guess, smaller films. You have Honey Don't, which is the new film from Ethan Coen, who's one half of the Coen brothers, starring Margaret Qualley, Aubrey Plaza, and Chris Evans. You have Eden, which is also hitting theaters this upcoming weekend. Sorry, just making sure I have all these right. Eden's the new film that's starring Jude Law, Ana de Armas, and Vanessa Kirby, and Sydney Sweeney as well. That's hitting theaters this weekend. And also Splitsville is hitting theaters in limited release. That's this film starring Dakota Johnson and Adria Arjona. These are all films not releasing really in over 1,000 theaters. So depending on where you are, you'll definitely get some of these movies. So again, no major wide release movie that's hitting theaters this weekend. So what are your thoughts, guys, on the box office? Let me know down in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys, as I have videos coming out every day. Busy this week. Tomorrow, you'll get my review of season 2 of Sausage Party Foodtopia. Wednesday, I thankfully got invited to a screening. I'm going to see The Roses a week and a half early, so I'll have a at theater reaction. I'll see when I can film my review for that. But The Roses at a theater reaction will be for tomorrow. I'll see some movie on Thursday or Friday. Reviews will hit the channel also on Wednesday. episode 3 of Alien Earth. I'll do my spoiler breakdown of that. So tons of videos, and back here on Monday for a brand new box office breakdown show.